This is big breaking emergency news. A shelter in place order has been issued for multiple U.S. cities that are right outside of Houston, Texas. This has been a release of chemicals, and they're warning the public to stay inside and avoid the area. There's also been a mass casualty event related to this incident as well too. So let's get into the details here really quick, guys. Please just hit that like and hit that subscribe. I'm posting multiple videos a day, keeping you guys updated on this big urgent news, and it just helps to get these warnings out. I appreciate that. So this has been issued in suburbs of Houston, Texas. Shelter in place orders, multiple different orders have been issued, and this is due to a chemical incident at the PEMEX refinery. All right, there's been a release of toxic hazardous chemicals, and 2 people have sadly passed away, and they're reporting dozens of people have been affected by this as well. 2 workers that were at the PEMEX refinery. All right, there's been a shelter in place order that has been issued for Deer Park, Texas, and also Pasadena, Texas, which are both major suburbs right outside of Houston. They're pretty much in Houston and sections of the city. So Houston itself could be having these chemicals released around the city right now, and that's why they've issued these shelter in place orders in multiple different cities. And they are saying that they are monitoring the situation for any levels of these chemicals that are building up. They're saying that it was a release of hydrogen sulphide gas, and they're saying that this gas is very stinky. You will be able to smell it, and they're saying that it overwhelmed multiple different workers. There was a major release of this gas at the PEMEX refinery, and it overwhelmed multiple workers, and 2 of them did not make it. So this stuff is very toxic and can be fatal for you to breathe this stuff in. So be careful in these areas. They're saying they're monitoring the situation, and they haven't seen major spikes of these chemicals in the region, but you never know how these things are. So just be on alert, and if you smell any type of weird, very stinky, like sulfury smell, like rotten eggs, it's going to be a smell similar to that, and that is what you're smelling here. If you smell anything like that, avoid the area, get away from the area. And they are telling people in Deer Park and Pasadena to stay inside. All right, they're also saying here they've issued a statement that from the PEMEX refinery, and they're saying that it was a acid gas leak, and they're saying immediately the emergency protocols were activated, as well as the refinery's emergency care center, and the respective notifications were made to local authorities. All right, people are saying that they were not alerted about this. All right, people are saying that they should have got an alert on their phone in Deer Park and Pasadena, and they're saying most people did not get alerted from this. Right, there wasn't a alert on people's phones for the shelter in place order. Right, so they said here that in order to mitigate the impact, the operation of the coking unit and hydro treatment units were proactively stopped, and the safety venting was also carried out, notifying the authorities under the mechanisms indicated in the protocol. It says, we are aware of 5 affected workers who are being treated, and the death of 2 more people is yet to be confirmed. No impact to the community is reported. The corresponding investigations are being carried out to find out the causes of the accident, and work is being done to reactivate the facilities. That's what PEMEX is saying. And they're saying there's reports that over 35 people were transported to the hospital or triaged. All right, so it's being reported and technically counted as a mass casualty event because so many people are experiencing injuries and multiple people have lost their life as well too, right? So that's what PEMEX is saying. They're saying that they took all precautions and everything's fine, no big deal. But the authorities here, the fire department and the local authorities, are issuing a shelter in place for multiple different cities. So it's best to be safe, avoid these areas. Please just hit it up for me down there, guys, to help get these warnings out. I appreciate that. Also, you can have filters for your house and for your home as well too. You can have very low micron filters for your house. You can buy these at the hardware store. You can also get HEPA filters, and you can also have carbon filters as a layer with your normal filter for your AC and your furnace, right? If they have filters, you can get special filters that will capture these very small particulate that are floating around in the air, so that way the air inside your home is safe and clean. All right, so let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you are in the area in Texas, and tell me what you are seeing in Houston, and tell me if you've smelt any of these chemicals that are being released, right? And this is on the back of this massive explosion at a chlorine factory right outside, 20 miles outside of Atlanta, Georgia, right? This happened last week. This was called the BioLab factory right outside Atlanta, Georgia. And they had a massive explosion and release of these chemicals as well too. People could smell it. People could see it. There was a fog in the air from this, okay? And something very strange as well too that happened with that is that the guy who was talking about it, he just testified in court a couple days ago, and he was talking about the neglect and the things that were going wrong at this facility. And he, right after he testified, he passed away. Right after, the day after he testified. It could have been a freak coincidence, but it's wild what can happen, right? What life can throw at you. It could have not been a coincidence too. Hopefully it just was a coincidence, but he was testifying on the neglect that was happening here and why this should not have happened. This massive chlorine explosion that happened right outside of Atlanta. And within hours of testifying, he passed away. Okay, and he wasn't very old, middle-aged, normal guy. All right, so very strange. I just thought I would throw that out there. I'm not saying that it was anything in particular, but I thought that was interesting, right? So hopefully we get more details on what's going on here. Please stay safe and stay prepared out there, guys. I hope you have big blessings for your life and your family, and I hope you have a big old blessed day.